Boom.
All right, guys. Welcome to episode, 7?
7, yes.
7.
Yes, we got it wrong last time.
Oh, yeah, we did get it wrong
Got it
last
a
time.
little
I
bit
fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fix our audio, though.
Some things are just out of our control.
It was totally in our control. I cheaped out on these mics.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to go ahead and start with Z's Comics Reviews, episode 7. Z's Comics Reviews, Ultimate Spider-Man, number 6. See, I have a problem, man. Make sure of the number. Okay, so, regale us.
Alrighty.
How did the Ultimate Spider-Man 6 go?
6? I like it. It was nice. So, begins off, Peter and his family, they're having lunch, having dinner. But now, it's the first time they kind of like touch on like, hey, he's Spider-Man. He's getting stuff. He's doing stuff, some dangerous stuff.
I haven't read this one, but you told me that you just told me that it was Annie, May, Annie. What's the little girl's name in this one?
May.
It's May.
Mm-hmm.
All right, little May, totally outed him, right?
Yes, totally outs him
so
because like they're sitting down at lunch, but he's starting to show like I'm Spider-Man. I'm doing things because he's got like giant black eye, and so MJ and their kid. I forget his son's name. I want to say it's Ben. I forget his name. But they're asking him like, Dad, Peter, how'd you get this black eye? And like Peter's starting to like, try to come up with something. But his little girl's just straight up like, it's because Dad's a super. And she's like, oh, I didn't. And she's like, dang. So he's like,
these dang kids, man, can't keep a secret to save their life.
So then we get into the flashback. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. So then we get into the flashback, which is the whole like. The cover here depicting Green Goblin and Peter taking on the Kingpin, which I think Kingpin's a little more beefed up in this universe because like he straight up takes a goblin bomb straight to the chest. The only thing that happens is he's just standing there like afterwards, got like some I say tribal tattoos, but honestly it's like a variation of like Aang's tattoos where they're just straight lines that look kind of blue.
So this one's like channeling Ultimate Chi.
Yeah, but they don't glow or anything. They're just there. Like he's got these weird tattoos, and I'm like, huh.
Maybe he's also the Ultimate Tattoo Man.
Could be.
No, he's like that's an actual character.
I know.
Yeah. Or is that? Wait, is that DC? What? I know there's like two of the same character that do the same thing with tattoos, but they're like one of them.
No.
One of them is called Tattoo Man. I don't know what the other one is. Maybe it was Marvel. I don't remember that one.
I'm not sure either.
It's such an obscure villain.
It's true.
Like,
it's like
I've never actually
King
read
almost,
a comic
but
with
not
him.
as cool as Condiment King.
No, Condiment King is the best, man.
Yes.
Who else is gonna ruin your day? All right?
I'm talking about. You would rather have Condiment.
You get ketchup and mustard on your tie.
Yeah, because like even though like and even at that like heck you have fries later.
Yeah.
You already got the ketchup.
That's true. That is true. So bottom line it for me, man. What are we giving this one?
I'm giving it a solid 4 out of 5. Because like the action part of it was good, and then at the end, my boy like Peter finally dons his name because like there's a little like quip in there where like Green Goblin calls him Peter before they go into the fight with Kingpin, and Peter's like, hey, don't call me that while we're in this. What's the point of wearing a mask if you're just gonna call me by the name? So they start talking about like code names and all that. He lets Harry know that hey, people are calling you Green Goblin, and so at the very end, him and MJ are talking after she's found out like, oh, you're Spider-Man, and he's like asking him. He asked her like, oh, you got any names or whatever? Because she's like a PR person in this, she's a very successful PR person, and she ends up coming up with the Spider-Man thing. Huh, kind of like it. She kind of does the whole like, hello, it's obvious you got a giant spider on your thing. But yeah, still solid. I really like this universe, because it's like everything that people really want from Spider-Man. Like for so long, we're like, can Peter just be happy, have his family, and like be this? And it's happening. This is what this series is, and it's so nice.
Yeah, yeah. I miss when things were simple between him and MJ in the main universe. But yeah. So at least we get it here 4. In Ultimate Spider-Man. All right, so 4 out of 5. All right, pretty good. I'm banking all of these at home so I can just read them all in one.
You like binge
I did with it. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be a nice. It's definitely a nice binge.
That's good. All right, moving on to what do we got here? Venomverse Reborn #1. Okay, this one it's a little bit tricky. I think this one is actually working kind of like Edge of the Spider-Verse, but with Venom characters, because this will all lead into Venom War, which I believe is solicited as a multiverse spanning like Spider-Verse kind of thing. But Venomverse Reborn #1 starts off by you're introduced to the narrator, which is a future version of the 616 Eddie Brock, the King in Black. And he starts telling you basically he's like the Venom version of the Watcher. It's actually really
he's
cool.
Just chilling.
And that's how it's solicited. So that's not really a spoiler right there. He takes you through multiple different stories talking about the different types of Venoms. And the first one, actually really cool. I think you're going to really enjoy this one. The first story actually follows the Insomniacs version of Venom, which was not Eddie Brock.
Yeah,
that one was Harry Osborn. And it follows that one being sucked into the 616 during the King in Black storyline. And it from there, I'm not going to tell you anything about that. Just a little, thing to get you interested in it. Very good. There's a little bit of a twist in that little storyline because this one's split up into 2 chapters, and then the ancillary stuff, like the beginning, the prologue and the epilogue of it, talking about all the different universes. The second one is basically a whodunit. So one of the Avengers is dead, and they're trying to figure out who did it at an Arctic base. And I'm just going to tell you the question that it answers. What happens when the Venom symbiote is not really bonded to anybody? And it totally answers it in a very gruesome way. Multiple gruesome ways. It really does. The artwork in it is very dirty. It's very visceral for that chapter, and it works with the story. Okay, and then after that, it leads to the epilogue where Eddie is addressing straight up the viewer, again us, and he is basically saying, "Welcome to these stories. Welcome to this multiverse." And we're going to be answering more questions, like different types of, questions for Venom, being answered in the form of showing you pieces of other universes. Woo. So really cool concept. The artwork for all 3 pieces in there, they fit the storyline. They were very good, very well done, very well plotted. I straight up give this one a 4 out of 5. And the only reason I give it a 4 out of 5 is because I'm not entirely sure where this is going, or if it's just a anthology series. So that one is a little bit ambiguous. But yeah, that's the only reason why I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Okay. Just because the entire overarching plot is a little bit ambiguous. Okay. But yeah, moving on to a random comic. This is Uncle Scrooge and the Infinity Dime.
Yes.
Uncle Scrooge and the Infinity Dime. I want to say this is just a one-shot.
It is, yeah. By the looks of it, it was.
Yeah, it told a finite story. I very self-contained. Yes. I was actually very, very surprised by this. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I thought because I've read cartoon comics before, and they're not always good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Kind of hit or miss, very hit or miss. A lot.
This one's pretty good. First off, the artwork inside is amazing. Yes. It works very well with the story. And it brings back not the most recent DuckTales kind of interactions. It brings back the ones from the 90s DuckTales. Yeah. 90s DuckTales interactions and character designs. So that was pretty cool. I'm trying to do this without doing any spoilers, because this one right now I'm trying to do 0 spoilers on, because it is very good, especially if you enjoy those old DuckTales. And if you enjoy multiverse stuff, because multiverse shenanigans go on in this one. This one was in the solicitation, so it wasn't. It's not a spoiler, but they have the Scrooge above all character introduced in this, which is a Scrooge, an Uncle Scrooge that was from a universe that cared more about money than he did family. Yeah,
as they put it in the thing, there's that classic story of the Christmas story where Uncle Scrooge sends a bear to to his relatives to test their bravery to see how good they are, if they're worthy of being his relatives. And it ends up being oh yeah, he sees that happen, oh, my relatives are brave, so it builds that family connection.
I was wondering about that because it sounded familiar, but I was like, man, where have I seen this before?
That story is actually at the very end of this comic. So you kind of get like 2 stories in one.
Yeah. So this one it's kind of an oversized one shot. Half of it, a good half of it, it tells the Infinity Dime story. There's almost I just realized this. There's almost no ads in here. It's pretty much like, just almost a full 60 pages of pure Uncle Scrooge awesomeness.
Like maybe 3 or 4 like single page ad, but not that many. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, and you get a little preview at the like very last 2 pages of the What If coming out. What if Donald Duck becomes Wolverine?
Oh yeah, I'm kind of excited.
And like that one's zany enough to where I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for that one. People are emailing me already or Instagram messaging me about pre-ordering and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
But yeah, bottom line, I'm gonna say a 5 out of 5 because the story is solid, the artwork is solid. And it just hits those old nostalgia notes very well while introducing some new concepts to the actual story. So I'm hoping that this opens up more stuff to where they actually do like okay, I'd like to see more Donald Duck comics, Scrooge comics, maybe set in the current or most recent storyline of the DuckTales.
I don't really know why, but like I kept reading this, imagining Doc Brown as
Gearloose?
As Scrooge's voice. Because, like, Donald has that, like, voice, but, like, Scrooge, he's a little bit older, a little bit more gruff. I just imagine Doc Brown's voice as him, and
I can't stop thinking about David Tennant as Uncle Scrooge anymore. Like I used to watch the heck out of the old ones back in the 90s, but David Tennant is Scrooge now, to me.
I mean, you can't. It's hard to outdo that man.
It really is.
Good. He was a good doctor.
He was a good doctor. I've yet to see him in anything bad.
It's true.
Yeah. So bottom line, I gave this one a 4 out of 5. What about you?
I'm saying good 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. All right. Yes. So deferring stuff on here. All right, we're switching it up. We're going to go to the Spawn Universe title Misery, out this week, new number 1.
Misery.
This one follows Cyan, which is the daughter of Al Simmons' Spawn's ex-wife. So yeah, she's, I want to say mid-teens in this one. I'm not entirely, I haven't been keeping up with Spawn.
Yeah, I haven't really.
Apparently, this happened a while ago in Spawn Resurrection, but apparently her mother's been killed, and her dad is not doing anything to find out who killed her, which according to like all the dialogue in here, apparently everybody thinks it was an accident, but come on, man, if Spawn's ex-wife gets killed, is it really an accident kind of thing? Apparently
any comic book character's ex-wife gets killed.
Yeah, exactly. But that's neither here nor there. The artwork is pretty good, actually. Like, this isn't like Monolith where the artwork didn't match the story. The artwork definitely matches the story. It is not yet a whodunit kind of investigation thing. It is a good opening. Like I said, the artwork is very good. It matches the story. It's kind of toned down a little bit. The colors. It's violent. The readers be warned that it is violent. It depicts violence against women, kind of thing. But the storyline is very good. It's showing her how it's showing how Cyan is probably gonna end up turning into more of a tragic hero, kind of like Al Simmons, which is a little weird, but it ends on a hopeful note where she meets with her granny, who I recognize her artwork or her art style from previous Spawn entries, but I've never actually read a whole lot of it, so I'm not entirely sure where this is going. But yeah, just be warned. There's pretty graphic depictions of violence in this one. Trigger warnings, all kinds of stuff like that. But if you're looking for a good start to what could be a really good story, this is it right here. Spawn Universe title Misery, number 1, out this week. I give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. We got lots of 4s this week.
Yeah, we really do. And the only reason it's a 4 and not a 5 is because too much of the story relies on you having read previous entries in order to fully understand what's going on. And then if I didn't know some of the characters, I wouldn't have known who a cameo was. You know what I mean? And the cameo was kind of just a passing kind of thing. But you know, if you know Spawn, stuff, I think you'll really enjoy it. I think you'll find it a 5 out of 5. But for me, who doesn't really know a whole lot of Spawn, but only knows a little bit, I give it a 4 out of 5. Yeah, I highly recommend it though. Go and check it out. Pick it up this week. And all right. Lastly, we are doing Al Capone Vampire number 0, which is
he's going to pay his taxes.
He is. I don't think so. I think this one is very weird. Okay. It starts off in the 30s or the late 20s, early 30s, where there's a kid moving from farm town in the USA to the big city Chicago, and he's apparently he's going to be a cop, and he runs afoul of mobsters and stuff. Okay, Al Capone ties in, pretty cool, or not cool, but it happens. It makes sense. And then vampire shenanigans go on, and I am entirely lost. Not even the dialogue could catch me up. It flashes forward like 3 generations after the cop thing, and I'm going to be honest, man. This one is pretty confusing. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is like Buffy the Vampire Slayer level type of banter during a vampire fight, which if that's your thing, cool. But it seems very out of place, and like the weird flirting right before you kill a vampire kind of thing. I don't know. And it wasn't even Al Capone. It was like after the flashback thing. I don't know where Al Capone was.
Is Al Capone a vampire?
They talk about him. Yes, apparently he's a vampire. Apparently they're going to try to kill him. Apparently there's cops involved now. I don't know. That's how confusing it is for me. So
all we know is that we probably know nothing.
All we know is that Al Capone's a vampire. There's one cop and a detective that know about it, and they're going to take the long way around. I don't know what that means. Are they going to bring him to justice? Are they going to walk him out in handcuffs in the broad daylight and say, "Oops, I didn't think vampires were real," and as he turns to dust? I don't know. Artwork is solid. Kind of reminds me of a Steve Dillon kind of artwork, like Welcome Back, Frank Punisher kind of thing. Yeah. I don't. This is a prequel, by the way, to Vampire Pennsylvania. I did not know that until the end of this issue. So yeah, I'm hoping we figure that out. Hopefully by number 1's release. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 2 out of 5.
The streak of the 4 is broken.
Yeah, I know. 2 out of 5, just because, dude, I have no idea what the heck is going on in this comic. This is a number 0. You're supposed to be able to tell me what's going on in this comic, and I have no clue. So yeah, kind of weird.
What a bummer.
Yeah. But soon we are gonna be getting TMNT Last Ronin number 2. Came out this week. Also TMNT Black, White, and Green number 2 also came out this week. A lot of turtle stuff. The continuation of the Spider-Goblin story arc, Amazing Spider-Man number 52, also came out this week. So we got a bunch of cool stuff that came out, during June 19th's release day. So head to your local comic shops, pick up, something cool. Down here in Central Texas, we are actually experiencing a lot of rain right now. So definitely head on to your local comic shop and pick up something to read if you're down here in Texas. All right. So go ahead, check our about stuff, and follow the links to our Facebook, Instagram, and whatever else. Hit that like, subscribe, and we will see you guys next week. Have a good one.